see this. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul Warren,
And I'm Ryan Klein.
and this is another episode of SEO is Dead and Other Lies. Today we're going to be talking about failed business ventures. Between the two of us, I think we have plenty of failed business ventures to cover. Ryan, do you want to go first with a couple of yours? I know a couple we worked on together.
Where to start? We can start with the one that we worked on together. I guess you could call them business ventures. The great thing about online marketing is that the startup part could be as simple as buying a domain and hosting that domain, and then a couple other things, and you have yourself an official venture.
So one of the ideas that we had was a legal website. So Ryan and I both worked in the legal industry. If you haven't heard about this before in any of our previous podcasts, our one previous podcast, but we both worked in there and we realized there's a lot of potential to make money in the legal industry because lawyers, for the most part, don't know anything about marketing or internet marketing, the exception of John Morgan, and most of them will pay a large fee to have marketing services done for them and to provide them with leads. So Ryan came up with this idea and he sort of invited me to be a part of it. Ryan, you want to just explain a little more of this idea?
Yeah. So everything that you're going to hear today, sometimes they were like, I don't know, I can't give ourselves too much credit about being completely original, but typically how these ideas evolve is you kind of see something, or get an idea, or you get an email from someone else and it says, that's a good idea if you did this, and we're going to do that now. And then hopefully during the duration of this podcast, you might take one of these ideas, go ahead and run with it, and actually make something of it, because everything that we're going to discuss did not work.
Yeah, so learn from our mistakes and make a better idea, or just be better executing the idea that we're giving you.
Let us inspire you.
And also, if it works for you, maybe throw us some money.
Yeah, maybe just shoot us an email and say how great that we are.
And say thanks, because you're welcome.
So, refresh my memory. Exactly what was this DUI lawyer product that we were proposing to lawyers?
So the DUI lawyer product was a directory of lawyers in a particular area. And the main concept of it was we built thousands and thousands of pages for cities in America listing DUI lawyer in that city. So it was like DUI lawyer Topeka, Kansas. But it really focused on smaller cities within like a state that wouldn't necessarily like cover internet marketing. Like there wouldn't be like people providing those services in those areas.
I'm so glad you remember this because like I'm getting flashbacks. I'm so happy you remember this whole thing.
It was really ingenious in a few ways. The best thing about it is very few lawyers understand SEO or local SEO. And local SEO is by far the most important thing for a lawyer. You can only service clients in a particular geographical area if you're a lawyer. And most of them like don't know about Google My Business. They don't know how to claim their profiles. They don't know how to build them out. They have no idea what a citation is. They don't know any of that stuff. So we came up with like the brilliant idea to rank pages on this website organically for, we'll say, Tavares, Florida DUI lawyer.
The real random ones.
The
flyover cities.
Yeah, so not a lot of traffic, but there's still lawyers working there, and there's still competition in those areas, and there's still money to be made.
Sure.
And the idea was that we would find business profiles in Google My Business that had not been claimed, and we would pretty much contact those lawyers, see if they wanted to be a member of it, see if they wanted to sign on as a client, and then we would claim their Google My Business profile ourselves, and then we would do SEO on it, do all the local SEO on it, and reap all the money that came in from any leads.
Exactly. I think that we planned on doing a tracking number for that Google listing, and the landing page would have been our landing page on our website.
That's right. So we would essentially own all of the leads coming in from the internet for those particular law firms and charge them. You can't charge a per lead fee if you're not approved by the bar. I think that's a rule for almost every state. It is particularly for Florida where we do SEO at. But
news to me.
We would just, well, there's ways to work things out, regardless of where you live.
Yeah.
But we would get a monthly fee to handle all that for those clients.
I think that's the route we were gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah. And so really a genius idea. We found a ton of law firms like that hadn't claimed their profiles at all, and we actually had set it all up. But the real problem was actually selling it. Selling it to those law firms and getting them to sign up and sign a contract was a lot more difficult than we thought. And we actually probably needed a full-time salesperson do all that.
Yeah, because at one point we were corresponding with I might have been about 4 to 6 people, and they were all just way too uptight about it. And you should see these correspondences. They would go for 20 emails, and I thought they would pull the trigger, and we were almost there, and then it just never kind of happened.
Yeah, but still a great idea, brilliant idea, in a lot of ways.
Cover the mic. Let's talk about it and do it again.
No, we're not doing that again. So let's talk about another idea, an idea that's close to my heart, an idea that we worked on very hard on, and we actually did get results, but we didn't get the money from the results that we thought we were going to get.
What's this one?
This is our fantasy football website.
Oh, this wasn't even a bad idea either.
It wasn't a bad idea, and it wasn't executed poorly, and it was actually built out very, very well.
And we even shot a real video.
We shot a video.
It cost $500.
I wouldn't say it was a real video. It was pretty low quality for $500. I mean, it was a $500 video.
Hopefully they're not gonna listen to this podcast. They know who they are.
Hey, props to you guys. Appreciate the work that you did. But it was $500. We got the best $500 video you could get.
I suppose.
But it wasn't the same level of quality as a professional. As what was the thing? DraftKings? Was it the DraftKings quality video commercial? No. It was not even close to that.
No, it's not.
So
I like this idea. Go ahead and proceed with this too.
But let's explain a little bit about our fantasy football website. What was the name of it again? It was GetRichFromFantasy.com. So we built up this website. We created news coming in from different sports websites. It was an aggregate.
Those articles did well.
We created a bunch of articles on how to make money from fantasy and fantasy strategy guides, and we actually ranked, I think, second.
The highest we ever ranked on Google. What for a good keyword? It was beginner's guide to FanDuel.
I think we ranked for FanDuel guide, third.
Or FanDuel guide.
We ranked third.
Football guide.
FanDuel fantasy football guide or something like that. But it was driving traffic. It was a legit good keyword.
We'll just put it this way: it got a lot of traffic.
Yeah. So
and quality traffic.
We outranked Roto-Grinders for a couple of things, which is impressive because they've been around for a long time.
I think we outranked FanDuel itself in the beginning.
That was pretty great, and considering the level of links that we built to that, it was not high quality stuff.
It was only 10 or 15 pretty good ones.
Yeah, but so we were driving legitimate traffic to this website. Our big problem was that we lacked affiliate experience and knowledge.
Yeah, it did not convert.
And so we decided to go with the option of taking a revenue split for the lifetime of the client on FanDuel. And that was what ended up being the thing that ruined everything. Because FanDuel, as it turns out, people will get an account, they'll place a bet, but they'll lose money 90% of the time. They'll lose a small bet. I mean, lose $20 and they'll lose interest and they won't ever play again. So we were maybe making $1 from something like that.
It was ridiculous.
I think it was you get 30% of the spend from that account for the lifetime of the account, and
sounds about right.
We got nothing, right? Because that's exactly the customer life cycle of someone on FanDuel.
Yeah.
It's very low interest after the first thing, and they're I don't want to do this anymore. It's stupid.
I think I tricked my friend into using the affiliate link, and that's how we made all our $20.
Well, I definitely tricked a couple of my friends into using the affiliate link and sharing it. So, but had we just done the $40 per sign up,
I think we would have made a few bucks.
We would have made at least the money back to pay for that video.
The video. You know how much? We spent a lot of money on the content.
We did?
Yeah.
We probably spent, I'd say we spent less than $1,000 on this.
I think we spent about $1,000 on content. Because I had this guy writing content every week for Fantasy NHL, and he was really, really good at it. And we were optimizing the content and say, week two like optimized like NHL fantasy or like fantasy lineup NHL week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and this guy was like pumping out articles that were like 800 to 1200 words, and then we were doing articles like top wide receivers fantasy football week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends, all that kind of stuff, and it all got traffic over time. You know, it was one thing though. I think I was using a lot of pictures that I probably shouldn't have been using.
Oh,
of football players and sports. Athletes.
Nothing I use is fair use. You can do that. You can search fair use in Google, like to sort things.
Yeah.
But those pictures are generally terrible, and the first one's always from Wikipedia. So I just, at the time, I don't do that now because there can be like a lot of legal like consequences for stuff like that. But I would just take whatever I wanted, not cite the source. You did the same thing.
Yeah, it's not good. But Get Rich from Fantasy. We produced the video. We didn't even talk about this coveted video. It was a video of people.
Listen, I came up with the idea, and it was a good idea.
The video.
I make commercials now, damn it, and that was not a bad idea.
I thought the video was my idea. All people quitting their
jobs.
Concept
was my idea.
Well,
absolutely. And that was your friend in South Florida that did the video.
So it was a video of a 30-second clip of 3 people that found out that they came first place for their respective fantasy football game or fantasy sports game, and then they're like quitting their jobs.
Essentially, they won and they had crappy jobs, and they decided to quit the second they saw on their phones or their computer that they had won a bunch of money from people.
So evidently one person was quitting my agency. Second person was a lifeguard who was quitting while someone was drowning in the middle of the ocean, and the third one was the most
waitress. I think.
No, the third one was the waitress.
Which threw her shit.
she dropped a plate full of food on the ground at Panera Bread, and like people are outside watching. Like, why is that person?
You didn't tell anyone about that. You didn't ask Panera.
Why did that person dressed up like a server dropping food on the ground at Panera Bread? It was pretty funny.
It was pretty good. So what's another failed business idea?
Well, those might have been two we went down together. I'm sure that you've had a couple yourself. I was thinking about one today that I thought was pretty funny that I did about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago sounds about right. When it was really starting to get a lot of traction with mobile websites. It was just like kind of officially like it's official. Everyone needs a mobile website. Google is going to penalize sites if they're not mobile, all that kind of stuff. And then at the time I was like a fanboy of Due to Mobile. I'm sure you're familiar with them. Nowadays I haven't used them for a bit, but back in the day they were pretty cool. And I had this idea where I was gonna basically how am I gonna explain this? Basically, go to someone's website that was obviously terrible on mobile, then enter their URL on Due to Mobile and get like the preview of what it looks like on mobile. Take a screenshot of it, send it to them, and say, wouldn't it be great if your website looked like this on mobile? And just do that way too many times, and like hundreds of times, and it just really didn't go anywhere, unfortunately, because I couldn't really tell you off the bat. I don't know if it had to do with embedding an image or they didn't want to load the image or what, but I thought it was gonna work. I was like, this is an amazing preview. Look, I'm doing a preview of what your website's gonna look like. Yeah.
In theory, it sounds like it would great.
That's how everything works, though. And then I even bought a new domain. It was called onedaymobile.com, and the whole concept was that I was going to be able to make a mobile version of your website in one day, and then you good.
So I have a business venture that we tried that didn't work.
Is it not with us?
That I still hope it works out. We just haven't invested any. I think you know what I'm
talking about. The shirts?
Yeah, I'm talking about Hakanunu.
I thought Hakanunu was even one of the best ideas out of anything.
I think we could still do Hakanunu.
I don't want to describe it because I think it's still that good.
We won't describe this.
No, it's good.
Sorry, listeners. We're not going to tell you about this one, but
let's just say it's Hawaiian shirts.
Keep your eyes open for some Hakanunu Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
They may be coming your way very soon.
I know that there's one graphic designer out there that may have done the graphic design that I got really pumped up, and then she was very disappointed that we didn't proceed with it.
We can still pursue it. Maybe. So this is what happens. This is how businesses fail right here.
You don't give it 100%, it's done. That's all that happens.
That's totally true.
You have to commit all the time you
really do. You have to commit. you got to make it a full-time job.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything that I kind of half-assed and then like, wow, it ended up
It
working
really exploded.
out.
It really went great.
It just like doesn't happen.
So that's really the thing we want to talk about, is the amount of effort it takes to make something be successful.
It's a stupid amount.
It's a lot more. There are very few wealthy part-time job people. I mean, I think there are people that get into things as like a passion project, and then eventually becomes like popular enough that they can quit their jobs. But that is like that is such a rare like amount of people that happens for. Like most people are like grinding nonstop on something that's unsuccessful, and then eventually becomes a little bit successful.
I know, like we shouldn't even be talking right now. We should just be grinding.
I mean, we're podcasting right now because we like it. So this is literally, we don't care if anyone listens.
After we hop off of this, I'm just gonna hop back on that computer,
grind out some Hakanunu shirts,
typing up some stuff. But one of the things that I would plan on pursuing probably in the near future again, when we have some free time, which just doesn't make any sense because that's probably never gonna happen. But one of the things I've actually had the most success with not the most amount of effort was was that concept that I had, or we had with the DUI website. What did we call it? Oh, it was DUIaid.com.
Oh yeah, I remember that. DUIaid. Explain what DUIaid is.
So the concept was that after working with WordPress and plugins and this and that, after a while, you kind of get an idea of like what can kind of work together to do cool stuff, I guess is. So we figured out how to take a plugin that was really good at making geographic pages, because it just, I don't want to get like technical, and I don't even know how to get technical about it, but this plugin was just really good at making city pages. And then this other plugin was great at importing like lists and then creating pages based off what you give the list. So it could import, you'd download like the 50,000 most populated cities in the United States, and you'd import it, and then you string it with that city page plugin, and essentially it would make 50,000 city pages with duplicate content, but swapped out the city name for each one. And for some reason, Google was like, "That's cool."
I mean, they still are. They still are like that. Because think about like Avo or FindLaw.
Exactly.
Like, that's all they have done.
Or any directory.
And they're still
duplicate
content. Or like, what's the knot? That's like the wedding thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like the knot does that, and they
all
kill
do
it.
And Google's like, I don't know, it's a directory or something. So, I did it for, we did it for the DUI one. Then I did it for like HVAC, and I did it for like air conditioning and plumbing.
Oh, I think I had that. I think I had the idea to do for HVAC and plumbing. I think I called you.
But I already had the domains though. What did you call me after I did it?
No, you came up with the idea to do it for DUI, and I was like, hey, why don't we expand? I still remember calling you on the phone.
Well, you know what? They're live right now. All we have to do is just go back online. They're right there.
Yeah, HVAC, I think, or I think if you just build a city, well, it could work like this too. Like if you just rank number one for like AC repair in Orlando, AC repair in Miami, AC repair Tampa. Like if you rank number one for those terms, there's a lot of money to be made.
Oh, I mean, it'd be so silly how
you could rent that out to any HVAC, AC repair person for like a good amount of money, and they're gonna get
if you did it for a few hundred, you did it for every city. That's it. That's insane money. You don't even have to that's just nuts.
There's a million opportunities out there for businesses that have no idea how to do any of this stuff. There really is.
Well, like chaining together plugins that create 50,000 page websites.
SEO specific, like targeting their specific business keywords. Because most of them are too busy running a business to worry about their actual internet marketing.
Well, we could do a podcast about how someone could just dedicate 2 hours in one day and make a huge impact. On
SEO?
Yeah.
We're kind of doing that right now.
No, we're talking about weird
business
venture stuff. Because we've been talking about Hawaiian shirts, fantasy football, DUIs.
Yeah, we're talking about failed business ventures in the SEO industry.
Well, the closest thing I got was a website, the gutter cleaning website is my closest. Mm-hmm. Because I did the same thing, but HVAC, plumbing, all that stuff is a little bit congested. Like there's still like a lot of websites and directories out there, but gutter cleaning, gutter replacement, gutter installation, there is not. And so I did it, and I started getting phone calls.
Yeah.
And
What did you do with the phone calls?
I got my phone calls all over the country, and when it launched, and after about a month, I was getting 1 or 2 calls a day, all over the country. And then here's the next part. You're like, great, it worked. Then what do? That's the best question.
You gotta sell them.
You have to try to sell it. You know, people, no offense to gutter cleaners out there, but the gutter cleaners that I talk to are not like...
Making a lot of money?
Well, they're also not the most affluent individuals I've ever talked to.
Okay.
Because they're people that are sometimes digging a bunch of leaves out of gutters. It's not trying to offend anyone. The ones like I said, the ones I talk to.
Yeah.
We're just like, what the hell do you want? Like, you know, more or less. I'm trying to give you a lead.
Listen.
Who are you? Where does your house? No, it's not my house. Well, why are you calling me? Oh, because I own the gutter website. What do you mean? You want this lead or not? Who? What? Why? Okay, forget it.
That's still a really good idea. I think. Does he sell the website for that?
I have the website's up.
You still get calls?
No, because I haven't maintenance it. It's probably dropped off.
Yeah.
Probably all the pages probably got de-indexed at this point.
Probably.
Well, it's because it's stagnant for like 9 months.
Yeah, if you don't post on a website in a while,
I'm just not doing anything. And it's all it takes is like one plugin to be broken.
I'm thinking about just making like the biggest PB network ever. Like it's like my goal. Now it's just a giant like.
You need finance domains?
Destroy like the internet level PBN. Like just crazy balls to the wall.
You want to destroy the internet?
Like a different, like insane. Like if someone was like, "How many do you have?" It would just be like crazy. You know, they'd be like, "No way."
Like over 500?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of work.
But like just a silly amount.
Why do you want that many?
Because I just want to be like, I have that. Like I did this.
There should be a better reason.
This thing that's insane.
That reason that.
Anyways, going back, topic here. So I have a failed internet marketing venture. And I didn't spend a ton of time on it, but some of those examples were like something ranked well, got traffic.
Which one was it?
So, we both know who Alex Becker is.
Yeah. You took one of his like strategies?
Yeah, he was doing those strategy videos all the time.
I thought like some of them were okay, right?
He hasn't done any in a long time. I don't think he even does SEO anymore, but...
I see his crap on Facebook.
He did this strategy video about European SEO, right? So
Google. I have a story too.
So like this is how many failed business ventures we've had.
I've done the
like internet marketing wise, is that we've forgotten some of them.
I forgot that I did the bad IPs.
So and it's totally true that Google in Europe works how Google did in America, but several years ago. So it's easy to like spam it out. Like Google hates the European market because they like have all these rules and regulations, and they can remove like the right to be forgotten and like all this stuff that's like a pain in the ass for Google to deal with. But so because of that, you can really take advantage of the SERPs there, and people use Google there just like they use everywhere else. There's like a ton of people there that like search stuff all the time. So this niche was based on anything you really could find that was like the highest payout affiliate wise.
Before you go any further, was it tooth whitening or weight loss?
It wasn't tooth whitening or weight loss. It was even better.
I want to hear it.
It was erectile dysfunction.
That was the third guess that I didn't present to you.
That's right. So I signed up for this affiliate network, getting. If it was some sort of just erectile dysfunction supplement or some sort of pill or whatever.
Which country did you go to?
It was Italy.
It is a .it.
Yeah, it was.
Way to go.
And I purchased erectile or like male impotence.it.
But in Italian?
It wasn't Italian. It was like
translated.
It was the Italian version of male impotence.
Wait a second. Let's back up a second.
We must
have done this at the same time.
We all did this at the same time.
Because there's no way that I have the same experience you did without us doing it.
We literally all did it at the same time. I watched the video and I told Corey and you were like, we were all three of us were chatting. We
all did it at the same time.
That's right. We were all chatting about this.
I thought it was going to work.
On GChat. So this is what we decided to do.
Yeah.
And so, I create this website, I have some content written, I pay someone on Fiverr to translate it in Italian, throw that stuff up there, and it ranks. It ranks in the top
mine didn't.
10
Cool. So
in Google. I think it ranked third at one point for male impotence. The term male impotence in Italy. Here's the thing about Italy. There's not a lot of male impotence in Italy, as it turns out.
Really?
And even if there is, there's not a lot of men that are giving a shit about curing that male impotence.
Yeah,
so despite ranking very high for those terms, and it really didn't drive a lot of traffic, to be honest with you, but it ranked high for those terms. So it was like on point.
I didn't rank anywhere. I did the weight loss route, and maybe it's the same thing. Not a lot of fat Italians running around like there are in America.
I mean, maybe there are, but they don't care.
Maybe they don't care. Just living life.
And I'm pretty sure Italian men are known for their sexual virality in general.
Yeah, well, that didn't go anywhere. But I actually did that strategy for a client of mine way back in the day that was a metal and alloy supplier. And they were like, we want to break into the European market. And I was like, for whatever, let's buy an FR, let's buy an IT, let's buy a few others. And we did it, and they got random traffic, and I don't know what happened to it. But
let me tell you where I think is a market for potential to make a ton of money.
Ooh, I'm all ears.
I'll tell you this. So, listeners out here, if you think it's a good idea, have at it. Go for it. I'm not worried about you guys.
If you're still listening.
I'm not worried. I'll beat you in SEO anyways. So,
nice.
What you want to do is find things that are B2B that people search for, because companies that sell a lot of B2B stuff don't spend any money really on SEO. Do you know what I mean? They don't care about that because
B2B SEO is hard or
harder. So it's because a lot of the business is done on interpersonal relationships, right? And salespeople making calls, stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that the search process begins with that. So some of those businesses looking for something that they're going to purchase from another business starts with Google actually, and most big time businesses that sell something like that. So think about raw metals or something like you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like bulk things like that. There's really industrial related things. There's not those people don't care about SEO. They don't spend any time of it. They're fully invested in their salespeople going out and hitting the bricks and talking to these other companies and developing those relationships. But sometimes a lot of times those companies are looking for a better competitor or better prices or whatever, and they're actually going to Google and searching for that stuff. There's not a ton of them, but there's enough of it that even if one sale a month or whatever paid off, you can make a ton of money off of it.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, if you go to Amazon, there's all of these Amazon things that you can sell that are iron, stuff like that. This is a thing that you can actually sell through Amazon. That you don't even think about. There's literally a B2B side of it.
I definitely don't think about it.
I know you never think about it, right? But so that's a whole side of it, that there's some poor asshole out there at some company Googling trying to find the cheapest price, and there's no results for him to speak to him or make it easy for him to find the stuff. So he's physically having to pick up a phone and making a phone call and waiting on a company to get back to him. I think that's a thing that there's a whole niche that deals with that all the time. That would probably be better served if they got better search results.
Are you talking about being a middleman?
Yeah, you do. I'm totally talking about being a middleman.
Oh, this is where that's going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making any. We're middlemen in general. That's what we are.
Between Google and the person?
Between the user, Google, and the person.
The person.
Google's a middleman. So.
God, who's the middleman in the equation? I'm confused. Well, anyway, so this opportunity, this isn't something that's been pursued.
I've not pursued it at all.
Oh, this is an idea, and then you're going to go out and steal it. Go for it, listener.
Yeah, if you want to do it, that's fine. Just, send me a residual check.
So we covered making websites with 50,000 pages on it, each one dedicated to the most random cities in America, and then optimizing whatever the service is. We talked about wine shirts. We talked about fantasy football.
We talked about impotence in Italy.
Impotence in Italy?
Male impotence.
Not a
pills.
tongue twister.
on foreign websites. Man, we've really covered a lot of affiliate stuff.
Yeah, we don't even do that much affiliate. Well, you do a lot of affiliate. I personally don't do that much affiliate, but I'm gonna get more into it.
Well, I mean, like we've covered a lot of like business ventures.
There's something so beautiful about just selling products. Why not sell services?
Yeah.
And then I also tried to sell, obviously mobile websites, and I've tried so many different. I've tried to sell fitness websites. My company. We tried to just start.
You've done that.
Yeah, but
you successfully did that.
Yeah, but not like as like a promotion or a campaign, just naturally, like organically, because we ranked number 1 in the country for fitness marketing company, which has been
that's nice.
Quite nice to us. Actually, we ranked number 3 for legal marketing company now.
Veterinarian is the next thing. Yeah.
Well, evidently, CertBook doesn't know how to rank that properly because it said you jumped up to 11, and I don't see it anywhere.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, take a look. I mean, there's all sorts of other campaigns that we've tried. We've tried every email campaign that you possibly imagine. We've done mail list. We've done aggressive. We've done informative. We've done promotional. It's hard. It's not easy. There's no substitute as far as like an agency. Just like briefly talking about agency side sales. There's no substitute for salespeople. It just there isn't. You're not gonna like. You'd have to be saying some real crazy crap, and you can definitely email us at I'm joking, I don't email, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never really seen a mass email campaign that isn't personalized that just like kicked ass. It's just unless you're just sort of saying crazy stuff that
I've never seen that.
That's just like probably not true.
I mean, when you look at like emails that you send out to like,
I've seen that.
If you get like 10% response rate,
I've seen thousands.
And it's like sending like millions of emails.
I've seen at this point in my life working in-house, consulting, CC with companies, everything. I've seen thousands of emails to this day. I've seen a handful where I'm like, that's a good email, and then it's probably personalized anyway, until you can't mass email it. Unless you have.
No, you can personalize all the stuff.
But not everything.
Not really. Well, not like a sales pitch.
Well, there's things that you can like, you can pull in an email or a company name or a person's name, but.
I mean, I personally don't read like any pitch email.
I still read them because I have salespeople, but it's just it's tough.
Well, so we've covered a lot of things. We hope you can learn from our mistakes.
I wish we had one real badass campaign that worked.
Well, we have. I mean, we do because we're both successful. Like what we actually do, as like we're both successful SEOs.
Yeah.
In multiple industries that we worked in, but also the current ones. So you have an agency, I work in house, and we're both pretty good in the niches that we're in right now.
I actually do feel like if I said it, this is gonna be a letdown. Everyone's gonna be bummed out. Everyone that ever listened to this, but the couple that have been successful will be. I don't want to be ruined because they'll be ruined immediately. The ones that are successful and they're very specific.
Yeah.
I have had success, it turns out, and I'm not telling anyone because that's how I worked. I worked way too hard.
I've had success in the education market, and the financial market, and the legal market. So so it's not like we're just here as total failures.
Yeah, I like it's like it's 90.
Only half.
It's like 92% failure, and like 8% has like been pretty cool, and I'm not gonna tell anybody because I work for it. But then you can all learn from the failure, and it'd probably be inspiring to actually take what I did, tweak it a few times, and then it probably will actually work.
Well, that's going to be our show tonight. Thanks for listening. If you guys are interested in contacting us, we're not going to give out the email on this at all, but maybe at some point we'll give it out and you can shoot us an email. We'll talk about it on air.
Yeah, write down your thoughts, grab a pen and paper, write it down, tuck it away, and then when we provide the email, you'll pull it out of your sock drawer and open it up and shoot that over to us, and we'll take a look and we'll respond in 6 to 8 weeks from that moment.
All right, so this is another episode of SEO is Dead and Other Lies. Thanks for listening.